Hey guys, I am back with another MBA interview experience. This is for Symbiosis Institute of International Business, Pune. I appeared for this interview today on 16th of February, and the interview was very cool and calm. It was more like a personal interaction than being a stressful interview. Now talking about the process. After PPT, we were sent into a room. They verified some of the documents that we had to bring in. After the verification process, we were called for the first round. The first round was group exercise and it was followed by an interview, that is personal interaction. We were in the panel of 10 candidates and two panelists were there. Our topic was there are so many wars happening around the world, but the countries are ignoring them instead of trying to stop them. We had to come to a conclusion at the end because it was a group exercise and not a group discussion. But we could not come to a conclusion, and it was the most chaotic group exercise or group discussion I have ever attended. I have been part of other Symbiosis interviews as well. They also had a group exercise, but in those group exercises, I have seen people were very calm. They were allowing everyone to speak, but here it was not the situation. It was like a fish market. People were cutting each other and no one was letting anyone speak. The panelist definitely gives you negative mark if you cut someone in between, and it is not a good thing in a group exercise, because it is meant to be a group exercise. You have to come to a conclusion. But if you cannot lead a group, if you cannot help them come to a conclusion, and if you cannot put your point forward along with others point, you will have to listen them as well. So you will definitely get a negative mark, and I think those who spoil the group exercise will definitely get a negative point. That's fine. If you are appearing for the group exercise, be mindful that in all the snap colleges, the idea is all about group exercise and not group discussion. It was like a group discussion and everyone was cutting each other. It was chaotic, to be honest. After 10 minutes, the GE ended. After the GE, we were called for the personal interaction, that is PI. In the PI, we had two panelists. First panelist was a female and the second panelist was male. The female panelist asked me, tell me something about yourself. I could answer it very well because I had already prepared this answer. The second question she asked me about the national conference that I had organized in my hometown Patna, and I had also mentioned it in my SOP. So she might have checked in my SOP. So she asked me some questions about the experience and how I coordinated it, what was my role, some of the dignitaries that attended the event, like the Speaker of the Assembly and the Finance Minister of Bihar, how many participants were there, the maximum participants were from which state and why. So these kind of questions she asked me. She wanted to see like how deeply I know about the thing that I have managed, how well I can articulate my experience of holding that national conference or coordinating that national conference. After this, she asked me some of the academic questions. I had already told her that marketing is my favorite subject. She asked me some questions from marketing. The first one was, what are the 7 P's of marketing? I could answer it very well because I had already learned this question. Then she asked me about advertising. She asked me about targeting, and she also made some cross questions. After these questions, she handed over to second panelist. The second panelist was a male. He asked me about the clubs and responsibilities that I held during my college days. I was part of a Toastmasters club. He asked me something about my club and my responsibilities. How did I do everything at the club? How did I manage the day-to-day activities that I was how did I manage the day-to-day activities that I was responsible for. He asked me about the NGO experience that I have shown in my SOP, what I have learned from the NGO work that I have done. He asked me about my goals after MBA. He asked me about my gap year as well, like why did I take a gap. He also asked me about the other initiatives that I have taken in my life and how I was able to complete it. I answered almost all of them. I felt this interview was lesser on the academic side and more about what I have done and what I had mentioned in my SOP. So we should also keep in mind that our SOP and our resume should be very much concise, and we should write everything that we have actually done and what we can talk about in the interview in detail. So it was more like about me and not about the academics and all. They asked me most of the questions about me and what I have done in the past, how I'm going to take these things forward in my MBA program, how it will help me in the MBA, these kind of questions. Overall, the interview was very chill. It lasted hardly 10 to 12 minutes. Group exercise was a bit chaotic. It could have been better if the other candidates in the panel were more calm and more compassionate, but it did not happen. It was more like a fish market. It's okay. It happens sometimes. Apart from that, I think the PI was very chill. The panelists were really cool, calm, and very chill. It did not felt like a stressful interview at any point. It looked like a general conversation and not like an interview. I really liked how the panelists took the interview. They must have taken so many interviews since morning. Still, they were smiling and very cool and calm. I really like this about the panelist, and that's all. I'm hoping for the positive result. Let's see how it goes. Thank you.